Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. I'm trying out a new platform, well platform not really, but kind of topic, segment, structure. It's an experiment, let's see. Fashion conspiracies, dun dun dun. I know that a lot of people do conspiracy videos about all sorts of topics, everything from haunted mansions, hotels, to pasta, I don't know, whatever. So I thought, well, the Fashion Bunker should do fashion, right? Super Dacob does fashion, amongst other things, as we all know. And to initiate this new sort of series, and to see how it goes, I thought let's begin with the biggest conspiracy conspiracy theory, or the biggest mystery, and that we could find, which is Coco Chanel's past. And it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one because a lot of people keep asking me, what are my opinions on her, alleged, God, it's really difficult to even talk about this, to use the right words, to not offend anybody, everything has to be politically correct. Okay, if you are very politically correct, now is the time to turn off this video and go watch kittens falling off tables, or whatever. Otherwise, you're going to have to really let go of the moral you have of today, and you're going to have to start understanding that people were judging things differently in the past. Every period of life on this planet has a different sort of moral structure. Things that are okay today were not okay yesterday. Things that are not okay today might have been okay yesterday. Keep that in mind. Okay, so her, being together with a Nazi guy in the 40s, her wanting to use the anti-Semite laws put in place by the Nazi regime in Europe to get the Wertheimer family out of the deal for her perfumes, all that stuff. I never really gave my opinion on this, and I'm just going to analyze this as a kind of a, conspiracy theories, right? People that say that she was an awful person, people that say that she was a lovely person, people that say that she wasn't good to her workers, people that say that she was good to her workers. It's a delicate thing. Fact is that after the Second World War, she was freed from all allegations that were kind of brought on the table against her. Fact is, so she did not go down as a Nazi collaborator. By law, she didn't. There are rumors that Winston Churchill himself made a phone call to the French regime to say, let her go. The girl is okay. Another conspiracy. This is all alleged, okay? Everything is alleged. So don't get your feathers ruffled. It's just all the information I know, so you can make up your own mind what you want to think. Fact is that she did reach an agreement with the Wertheimer family concerning the ownership of Chanel, fragrances, and the entire Chanel brand ultimately, which the Wertheimers got after her demise. They now own everything. They won. Part of the settlement was for her to live in the Ritz and all expenses paid for the rest of her life. And she did that. She lived in the Ritz and, they paid for all the expenses until her dying day. I do believe Coco Chanel made a mistake when she was younger, when the fragrance business kind of started, and she, took upon herself to kind of help to get help from the Wertheimer family to kind of to produce the fragrances. So she did keep approximately, I guess, 10% of the fragrance part of the company. And she found out that that was a big mistake later on, because the fragrances were and still are extremely profitable. That was her mistake. She was not born a businesswoman. It's not that she could have foreseen such huge success for her fragrances. And of course, then when she, in the 40s, and she wanted to get her fragrances, the rights to her fragrances back, but she never did. So it's not like she's this monster who managed to get everything she wanted. No. Not only did she not get what she wanted, she even couldn't get the love of her life, who died, allegedly driving to her on Christmas Eve towards the villa that she was residing in, having a holiday there. Boy decided to cut his marriage, to quit his marriage, to divorce, and was allegedly going to tell her that day when he died in the car accident. So she couldn't even get the love of her life to marry her, to be together with him. And she died alone. So, you know, I would be cautious about quick judgment there, but there are a lot of people out there that literally hate her, that say that she was an awful person. And there are people out there that... another alleged story, Jean Cocteau, who was an incredible writer and artist in general. He made amazing drawings as well, and theater pieces. When he was broke and had no money to produce his theater pieces, it is said that she would go to the theaters and pay the production of the theater piece, but would not let the theaters tell Cocteau that she did so, because she just wanted him to believe in himself. It is also said that the double C, the Chanel double C, is not a symbol of Coco Chanel, CC, but Cocteau and Chanel. It is also said that actually Jean Cocteau was the first to have designed the double C's. It's like their forever love and friendship. It's the double C, it's the Cocteau Chanel connection. You could believe it or not. There's so much to dig. We are only in the surface. Yes, there are still allegations today of her having been kind of a collaborator of the Nazis. Some people even say she was a Nazi spy. All of this is alleged because there is no material proof. And if there ever was, it never surfaced during this kind of period of trial. You know, when, after the Second World War, when women were put on trial in France and have been judged as collaborators and traitors to, you know, against France and to the Nazi regime, they would get their heads shaved, their hair shaved off. So whenever they would walk through the streets, you know, whatever, for example, in Paris, everybody could see, because their hair was shaved off, that they were Nazi collaborators. What a very wicked way to torture people. And I'm saying this is wicked, and then you could say, oh, but they were wicked because they collaborated. Well, you got to survive. If you're living under oppression, you become, I believe, much more instinctive, more like a cockroach in your survival. You do everything to survive. The moral changes. Other rules and laws apply. So you got to, with that mentality, put yourself in that place and survive. Just simply try to survive. Of course, you know, Chanel went in exile. She went to Switzerland and lived in exile until the war was over. And beyond that even, actually, Chanel is buried in Switzerland today. So, of course, she had her money. She had a good life. Also, during the war, you know, it's not like she was starving. It's not like I don't think she needed that survival to, you know, to kick in, just to survive, to have food on the table to eat. She had all that. So, but she wanted more. So she wanted all of her company back. This can be seen as greedy by some, and it could be seen as a natural state of capitalist way of thinking, you know. We still have a lot of people today, businessmen, who shall remain unnamed, who have come to a lot of power, and it's still not enough, and they want more. And here we are, all sitting comfortable in our homes, watching a YouTube video, and we just let them all get away with it. We just do. from time to time we get our little Facebook petitions that we sign, you know, like, oh, you know, this and that injustice is happening, sign this petition. It ain't gonna change shit signing a freaking petition. You either go to the streets and you battle it out, or you could, like, and this is our moral, which is screwed up in my personal opinion, we can just think that we contributed to bettering something by posting on Facebook that we don't agree with the injustice being perpetrated. It's up to you, it's your choice. Either way, it might make you feel better. It doesn't make me feel better. It doesn't make me feel better to, you know, to say, to leave it at that. To leave it at, oh my God, horrible things are happening in the world, so I'm against it. Of course I'm against it. But ain't no post on Facebook going to change the fact that these bad things are happening. But we tolerate it because we think that in a way part of the pressure is let go from us if we state in a public kind of social media forum that we're against something. In the past, there was no sort of outlet. In the 30s and 40s, there was no such outlet. You had to know how to keep secrets. You had to know how to keep stuff to yourself if you wanted to survive. So I wonder, a lot of the information that came out, you know, with time about Chanel, which aspect of it is true, which isn't. Fact, another fact, one of the rare other facts is we don't know her. We never met her. I mean, some of you watching might have met her. I've never met her. I wasn't born when she died, so I had no chance of meeting her. I don't know Chanel, the woman, the human being, the person. So I reserve judgment. I cannot tell you, oh my God, she was a horrible person. How can I say that? I never met her. She wasn't bad to me. And a lot of the facts that are out there can be contorted and twisted. Don't forget this. History is always written by the winners, never by the losers. Today we have social media platforms where somebody who's under siege, under really bad situations, instances, has a chance to kind of, if they get access to internet, to write their truth or their version of the truth. And then we have the responsibility to dig through it if we want to make up our minds and opinions on what is right, what is wrong, and read all versions of the story before we judge. We're so quick to judge. We judge a fucking YouTube video just from its title without even watching the video, let alone understanding and judging the depth of the problems that are going on in the world just by reading a freaking title in the newspaper. We don't know what is really going on. We never will. We never will, and we never did. All we can say we know is that we don't know. Very Socrates of me. That's one of the famous things that I say to myself. I always say, the only thing I really know for sure is that I don't know. And that's the only certainty I have. So my curiosity brings me to research, to dig deeper and deeper and deeper, you know, because I want to learn and I want to understand why things happen the way they happen. But some things just, you'll never figure them out. Never. So conspiracy kind of kicks in this case because it really lets you understand, okay, there will be two factions. When it comes to Coco Chanel, we gotta get used to it. You're going to have the lovers, you're going to have the haters. Happens with everything. Happens with allegations way less heavy, you know, with anything. And hate is random. It gets thrown at you all the time, like stupidest things. I just got a comment the other day on my YouTube channel. Somebody just said, shut up, you stupid fag, you know? And I'm like, I just deleted the comment. I didn't really react to it. I blocked that creature. But I'm thinking to myself, somebody just randomly spat venomous hate into the world without even knowing me, you know? By the way, on a video where I talk about justice, where I talk about human decency, where I talk about love, you know, and then like you're just giving the opposite to that, you know. It's not like I made a hateful video and then like the reaction is that. No. So if you're giving love and you get the hate back, could you imagine if you are acting in a way that could by society be perceived as shady? The amount of hate you're going to get then, it's going to be humongous. She was a strong woman. She could deal with it. She dealt with it. She lived a long life. Was she always happy? I don't know. Knowing what I do know, I don't think she was always happy. And I think she had a lot of stuff in her life that made her also very unhappy. But she had her talent, she had her vision, she had her work, and that kept her going to the bitter last end. I respect her for her artistry. I respect her for what other artistic and artists and artistic people wrote about her, that have been influenced by her, that have worked with her personally and directly. Those emotions, I can feel if an emotion is authentic. And that's kind of what I go for when I'm analyzing or trying to understand conspiracy theory from the past of a person that's no longer with us. I try to understand the emotions. I try to feel what the people that actually have met that person have to say. Yes, there are some people that have met her that have nasty things to say, but there's also people that have met her that have amazing things to say. The truth is, as usually or always, right there somewhere in between. So to answer your question, what my opinion is, I still don't know. It's always going to remain a mystery, I guess. Unless I don't develop a time machine and I fly back and I kind of follow Coco around for a couple of years and try to figure her out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like this video. If you have, please do thumb it up. This one's difficult, so I don't know. You're probably also going to thumb it down, but do whatever you got to do. Comment in the comment section down below. Let me know your opinions, and I'm sure you're going to have many. And if you haven't already but wish to, please do subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. No matter how much conspiracy and hate they throw at you, just smile back and never give up on love. Love you guys. See you soon. Take care. Bye.